MeghalayaPost.news.
Menteri Rangba ka Jylla Conrad ki sangma hambakran shikilat pathai khubor hadin ka Jingïakren yakinoilam ka KSU menta ka singi hanong ba shilong ula ong ba ka Jingïakren du kalong ka ba Seisoh balaya tai bin pabin halor kisan tali kimat jingdawa ba ka KSU kalabu akhmat ka Sorkar ula pentebru nalor kiti kisan tali kimat layakran bantung da ka Independent Fact Finding Committee bantokit halor ka jingdawa pandu no ya ka public hearing ka Shri Cement Private Limited ka Jingïatai ban penteri kam no ya ka MRSSA bat khantam man lejurib lang ya ka Facilitation Center ha umling ban petngor ya ka Jingwan Kibri ki banabar ha ka baula kularu ban penteri kam no shwa ka jungrakhe ya ka Christmas ulo ang ru balay kran ne tai ru ban penteri kam tiknai ka Meghalaya Identification Registration Safety and Security of Migrant Workers Act ban tel akam ya kitu ki buan bala na shabar ka Jylla ha ka ni ka Jylla Meghalaya kiwei ki balay kran ki kantubru nalor ki jingdawa ka KSU halor ka tungkam tungjam NEIGRIHMS barsyan unsa ya kran sya ka Sorkar kme bar khamtam ban penyo lat ban yo ya kran sendon markmat bat menteri ketnat ka kot kya jong ka Sorkar India shushu ula ban rap ru halor ki tegi santali kimat balawan ra da ka KSU ka Sorkar kan sim kya ban penurlong kumbalay kran bala sungut huru baling ba ka ni ka Jingïakren kalong ka ba Seisoh bat kum ka Sorkar ru kan ya troy rengkat bat kan Pdiang ru yakinu ki Jingai Jingmut Kiba ki badon kam na ka benta ka baha kamiat jong ka Jylla.
We just concluded the meeting with the leaders of the KSU Student Union. In the meeting, our Deputy Chief Ministers and senior officials of the government were present. And from the KSU Students Union, their senior leadership had come to discuss on the 5 agendas that were given to the government. And point by point, we discussed on all the issues that were mentioned. The first agenda was regarding the public hearing of Shri Cement and their demand that it should be cancelled or scrapped. I shared with the members of the union that the government has to bring in private investment for the economic growth that we would like to see. And accordingly, when the proposal came from Shri Cement to set up an industry here, it was a positive step. Shri Cement is the second largest producer of cement in the country and a very reputed organization. After following the basic procedures of the basic applications, the process of public hearing as per law is required. And therefore all the procedures were conducted and the public hearing was done. But the members of the KSU had mentioned that they had concerns about the process in which it was conducted, and that certain steps were taken to stop certain people from coming, and also certain concerns regarding environmental issues and other stakeholders not being involved. And hence we came to the conclusion that we will be putting up a fact-finding committee headed by a senior official from the government, independent of the district administration, and few members will be part of that fact-finding committee. And let them find out the details of all these points that were mentioned, especially regarding the public hearing, the procedure and the process in which it happened, the aspects of stakeholders being consulted or not, and the aspect of the environmental issues that were there. And until that time, till the fact-finding committee completes its work, things will be on status quo and no further work will proceed and everything will be stopped, and the fact-finding committee will be allowed to first do its fact-finding and submit its report and its findings. And as until then, all works will stop and any kind of construction or any kind of work that is being done from the company's side will be asked to be stopped. Second was regarding the implementation of the MRSSA. Under the MRSSA 2016, there were two aspects that were being discussed. The first aspect is regarding the registration of the people coming in from outside who are renting spaces in localities. The process of that registration being further expedited, where I shared with the members of the union that the numbers have gone up and more localities are now adopting it. Process is tedious because localities are asking for financial support, they're asking for infrastructural support, they're asking for computers, data entry operators, which in a small scale of 100, 200, 500 may be possible from our side. But we have close to, as I said, 6,500 plus, almost 7,000 localities come villages. And hence that would be a massive exercise even for the government to do, and may not be possible to implement, because once we start in one few areas, then we have to do it for all. And therefore we need to work with the localities and the headmans and the Rangbashnongs, development committee members, to be able to share the responsibility. So I had shared with the union members that that is a challenge because of which we could not expand at the rate that we would want to. But because of the advancement in technology, we are now being able to create an app which will use any basic mobile, which will allow scanning of the face as well as the data, documents, and entry of 3, 4, 5 basic fields, and upload that particular information through the phone itself into a centralized database. And once that is done, as I said, it is part of a centralized database, and then we can retrieve the information simply by again scanning the face or any other documents or any information. So that aspect has also been shared, and I told them that we are hopeful that this will be rolling out soon. But as I said, it will still take time for us to scale it up at the state level, but it will definitely help in increasing the pace of registration and implementation of the Act. The second aspect was regarding the facilitation centers, and I've mentioned to the members of the union that the Umling Center, where the construction was going on, was meant to have the facilitation center in it. There was a miscommunication where the word food court was used, and hence there was a feeling amongst the union members that that is going to be converted into a food court. Yes, there will be food court, but the first part of the building was actually going to be a facilitation center. And in the COVID time, the office space was about 300 square feet. This is going to be about 1,000 square feet with a further expansion of 2,000 in the days to come. So there's enough space, and we've decided that there will be a joint inspection by the district administration and some of the members to see those aspects. I have agreed to that, and based on that, we'll be able to move forward. And we expect that once the construction resumes once again, that in a matter of 2 to 3 months, the construction should be done, at least of the facilitation center. And before Christmas, we should be able to actually operationalize the facilitation center at the Umling point. And further, in Ratachera and in Atyabari, we are yet to identify the land. Because government does not have land there, we'll have to buy land. So I have told the members of the union that we will be pursuing that, but let us start the Umling one first, and that communication was made to them, and we are expecting that before Christmas we should be able to open the facilitation center in Umling. Of the amendment made to the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, Safety and Security Migration Workers Act 2020. I explained in detail that the Act was passed, amendment was made, and rules were also made. But the rules that were made did not have clarity on certain points, which then led to the Act not being implemented in the manner it was intended to. For example, the Act and the rules said that the officers will go and check. But in the rules, which officer has the power to go and check was not defined in detail. It just said officers. So for the Labour Department, it became difficult to assess on their own who should go and check. Can any officer from the Labour Department check, or does it have to be a certain rank? We clarified those aspects in the new amendments that we have cleared. And now that those amendments, so this is just one example. Second example is of the police check and verification. So we have clarified that there will be two options. The first option is the SP of that district from where the person belongs, if they will give a police verification. And if that becomes a challenge, then the CCTNS network, which is a criminal tracking network, where it's a nationwide network where all state police mandatorily need to upload all the records of all the criminals on that network. The local police can verify through that particular CCTNS network and give a police verification. So this also has been incorporated. So like that, 3-4 areas have been incorporated, and the implementation of this after maybe a month or 2 months of, maybe a month or I don't expect 2 months, but maybe months time, the training and the overall orientation will be given to the officers concerned, and we should be able to see the rollout of the implementation of this. Number 4 was regarding the recruitment in NEIGRIHMS. It's a process that is conducted, of course, by NEIGRIHMS. It's an independent institution, and it does not come under the government of Meghalaya. But the union was keen that government of Meghalaya should take up this matter with central government. And I informed them that I had met the union minister last week and shared the concerns and the different recruitment processes. And also I have assured that we will seek audience with the Honourable Minister, and the members of the union will and can meet the union minister, and I will personally speak to the minister so that they can raise the concerns directly also and maybe find some solution. And wherever the state government is required, whether it's for the testing centers, the computer labs, the online exams, or any kind of logistic support that is required for this kind of examinations, the state government will be more than happy to support NEIGRIHMS and help. So all these matters were discussed and clarified. And as I said, we have also decided that we will facilitate the process of meeting with the Union Health Minister. The 5th was regarding the transparency and recruitment process. So I informed them that we had already taken decision. For grade D is already being implemented. For grade C, we have taken a decision that from 1st of January 2027, all interview notifications that come out from that day onwards, for grade C, non-technical posts, the interview will be abolished, and this decision has been taken already. I also informed them that the standard operating procedures for the DSC has also been cleared, and further this will be adopted by the different recruitment boards. Also at the same time, there were some reforms in the NPSC that were mentioned. I shared with them that the committee that was part of the reforms committee for NPSC had suggested to us 23 reforms, and out of the 23 reforms, 19 have already been implemented and 4 are under consideration. So a large number, majority of the reforms have been implemented. And there were some concerns raised that the advertisements that are made by the MPSC is open to the entire country, whereas in other states, like even in Assam, certain interviews that we have seen or exams, it mentions that residents of Assam only can apply. So of course there are certain legal hurdles there which we shared with the members, and I informed them that next week the Deputy Chief Minister, President Song, will be discussing this matter in more details so that we can find a legally strong ground on which we can implement this. I shared with the members that in fact this is some issue that we are completely in line and agreeable. We know that this is something we want to do. We're just figuring out how it should be done so that it can stand the scrutiny of the judiciary. So these points were also shared and discussed. So with that, of course, we concluded the meeting, and the union members have urged and requested that this dialogue should continue. There were 20 points that they had mentioned in the beginning, out of which they've picked 5 only. The other 15 also they would like to talk. I told them that yes, for us also as a government, we are very open. We are always looking for suggestions and ways to improve the overall service that we give to the people. And obviously every stakeholder's concerns, every stakeholder's opinions are important to us. And wherever possible, the government will look at all these discussions and points that are mentioned and will try to implement wherever it's possible in a positive manner and wherever it is making sense and helping the people and the state at large. So with that, we concluded the meeting. I think further you can discuss and have a discussion with the members of the union and they can share their views. I think it's better that they will discuss. We managed to clarify most of the issues, and from our side, I think it's a positive meeting. It's in the right direction, and we have been able to iron out a large number of issues. And as I said, we'll continue this dialogue in the future also to see how we can move forward in other matters. Thank you.
Any discussion KSU about the arrested areas, whether they are demanding the release?
No, the meeting was specifically on these 5 issues, so we discussed these 5 issues.
meghalayapost.news